I don't really believe in ghosts, but places like this do creep me out a little. Who knows, maybe after today I'll be able to leave.
This is the type of room that we really like to find. They really don't make them like they used to.
You can really understand why people weren't happy here and why it's now abandoned.
If these walls could talk, it's so sad in here.
All right, guys, so we're finally in. Hopefully nobody saw us. I know there's a few people around. We'll find out, I guess. But now at least we're inside, we can talk about where we are. This place was started in 1908, finished around 1916. Part of it was funded through the church. There was to be a hospital to take care of the coal industry. Regardless of gender, of race, it was rather quite progressive for the time. Over the years, they expanded it as sort of the population grew until a certain point where I believe they opened a new hospital because the population had outgrown the building. It was at literally 100% capacity the whole time. After that, it became a nursing home, and that's where everything fell apart. A couple of women I think their mother was here, or they're investigating it to put their mother in it. It took them 15 minutes to become just horrified at what was going on here. They reported them to the state, the hospital to the state licensing board. The owners sued them, which started this whole huge chain of lawsuits that basically resulted in the place closing up permanently sometime in the mid to late 80s. And it's been falling apart ever since.
It certainly is falling apart. This place is in rough condition.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about where we can and can't go in here.
There's certainly some spongy floors.
I'm not going over there.
The one right behind me.
Well, we're in a pretty active neighborhood here. There's a lot of cars driving by. Maybe we start just exploring one of the other floors in the back so we're not as visible to passersby. What do you think?
It's a pretty good idea. I keep seeing the same truck driving by really slowly. Who knows what they're up to?
It's kind of suspicious. Oh shit. Let's get out of here.
It's rusted out. Like it's rusted out. Yeah.
I don't think it's that much worse than those.
No.
It's only one floor left. Let's go.
It's safe.
It's safe.
Sit out, scared.
Seems pretty solid, man. All right. Should be okay. Watch it, man.
I'm good.
Oh crap! I can't haul your ass out of here.
Is that safe? It doesn't look it.
Is it? I think we're okay. I'm not dead yet. Yeah, you're gonna want to see this room. This is the type of room that we really like to find. We've got hospital beds, we've got medical equipment. It's in really bad condition. I mean, the plaster ceiling and walls are all collapsing. You can see all the slat board construction. They really don't make them like they used to, and I think that's probably a good thing, as you can see in this room. I think we're going to be able to make some amazing photos.
And now I wait 30 seconds for the shot to develop. Wow, I think that exposure is nailed. Focus looks good. I'm pretty happy with that. Cool.
This is what I love to see in buildings. You can really see what this building was used for. It gives it a real a personality. It ties in with the history of the building, and you can really understand why people weren't happy here, why this place went under, and why it's now abandoned. It all spells out a very sad story.
One of my early explorations was in a local hospital not far from where I live, where back then I didn't even have a tripod or a fancy camera, just a monopod and a point and shoot. And that particular hospital was a lot like this. However, it was cleared out. What differs this from any other hospital I've been into is there's artifacts in here. There's tables, chairs, wheelchairs, and the beds. The beds are incredible. I've been to places like Pripyat and Chernobyl that doesn't have as much stuff in it as this hospital has so far. So it's been a bit of a treasure hunt here. Wow, they had an elevator. Impressive. I guess that's necessary when your building is a nursing home and people can't climb stairs, huh? The structure itself is pretty blown apart. I've been in places that are almost as bad as this, but not quite. To me, this is a bit of a treasure to find a place that's this far apart that you can still walk on some of the floors. Not all of the floors, but some of the floors.
What's interesting and unfortunate about these places is that when they're abandoned, no one really cared about what was left behind. And as you can see, this is a room scattered with patient records. So everyone's information is just here for anyone to access. It does make it interesting to read about the personal stories and the people who came through this place. It's a bit of a privacy problem. I mean, we can see there's this record here written by Dr. Chris Young. It's describing every illness that this particular person had, and they were certainly not very healthy.
If these walls could talk, it's so sad in here, you know? It's ghost-like. Creepy.
This place is cool. Look at all this. It's creepy, but it's cool.
What you got there, Sean?
It's a respirator.
Nice. Put it on. Put it on.
No.
We're in the main hospital building right now, but right across the street is the nurses' residence, and as far as I know, no one's ever been in there. I don't know how to get in there myself. Maybe we should look for a tunnel or some access point.
We've heard rumor there's a tunnel connecting the two. I know I've never met a deep, dark basement I didn't like, so let's get down there and see if we can find that tunnel.
Yeah, it looks pretty questionable down here.
It looks very questionable.
Yeah, 2 stairs missing right there. Well, let's see how stable it is.
I noticed you're letting me go first.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. At least it's only a 4-foot fall.
Don't mind the giant sheets of asbestos hanging from the pipes.
Yeah, we shouldn't be down here too long. The air is pretty thick and we don't have masks.
This is all asbestos, boys.
It is.
So
Keep on
don't
doing that.
touch anything.
It's never stopped us before.
No, just don't touch it.
Asbestos poses a lot of health problems. The asbestos fiber has a hook on it, so if it gets in your lungs, it hooks in and it stays. It leads to lung cancer, asbestosis, and dry hacking cough, and it's not something that you want to come down with. So we try to limit our exposure in here.
Yeah, we're not kidding. This is all asbestos insulation, which is fine if you don't touch it, but if you get it in the air and breathe it in, I mean, you can even see there's some particles you can see from the flashlights a little bit in the air. So we must be careful around here.
So I think we're going the wrong way.
Oh, a Coke machine.
The tunnel should be over here, that's where the nurse's residence is, right? Down towards
Down this way.
Yeah,
Alright.
across the street.
How about down that way?
That's the boiler room.
Well, steam tunnel, boiler room.
Good point.
Boiler is at the back of the building.
Boiler room is at the back, but let's take a look anyways. You know?
Maybe we can get down
No. Hey, come look at this room.
All right.
It's pretty interesting down here. It's not a tunnel though. This was obviously the physiotherapy room.
Startlingly
Look at all the equipment.
kind of pretty in a way.
Yeah.
An entire
Set of stairs to
to
nowhere.
walk up and walk down just to practice. What the heck would they use that for?
there. I have no idea.
It's clearly some sort of torture device.
Oh, right here. Here, come here, you gotta see this. We found the wheelchair repair shop.
All sorts of spare parts up here. A couple of wheelchairs folded up over there.
We've got foot pads, all the little parts, a shelf full of wheels.
And plates.
See. Where? I betcha.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
See?
Yeah, that could have been the entrance to the tunnel.
Newer brick.
Bricked up. So this could have been the entrance to a tunnel. That you can see the difference in the brick. We have old stone here, new brick there. This was probably the walkway. It's since been bricked up. So sadly, we didn't find the entrance to the tunnel, so we might not be getting into the nurses' quarters across the street, but it was worth coming down here anyways because we've already found some pretty cool stuff. So be careful here, it's pretty slippery. So this is the workshop I was telling you about.
Right on.
A lot of tools left behind. Not a bad little room.
Cool place. The old drill press.
So it looks like we didn't find the tunnel, unfortunately, but I'd say coming down to the basement was worth it. This is a pretty good find.
Yeah.
Well, this may be the end of the line, but it sure was a good building, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah,
It was
excellent.
I was impressed.